Hey everyone, welcome to another leadership video with me, Laura McDonald, the Leaders Coach. If there's any leadership topics you'd like to see covered on this channel, drop me a comment below and let me know. You've probably thought to yourself at some point, I really wish they'd change that. You've had something in your organization that bugs you, and you're hoping that one day senior leadership will think up the same solution you've had and just do it. But did you know that senior leaders often only see 4% of the problems in an organization? Did you also know that you could help them see more? Senior leaders will inevitably see less of the problems than the rest of the business because there is a structure of leaders in place that tackles the majority of issues before they get to the senior leader's desk. But sometimes they are the person with the authority to make the changes needed, and they aren't always made aware of it. That's where you come in. Communication very easily comes down the chain in most organizations, with information such as financial targets, strategy and goals, as well as any decisions made around change or new investments in technology. But sometimes that communication doesn't make its way back up the chain in the way that it should. Reports get filed, financial statements filled out, and audits completed. But the impact of the decisions being made doesn't always get fed back up the chain to the people who need to hear it and can make a difference to that impact. One of the reasons I created the mission for my business is because so many leaders I meet don't realize the power they have in their hands. I didn't either at first. For example, many leaders think problem solving and decision making is something that's way above their own pay grade, when in fact you can research a problem to understand it in full, devise all the possible solutions, evaluate them to make an informed decision on which ones would work best to solve the problem, and plan how it will be implemented, communicated, monitored, and evaluated without the need for authority from anyone else. The point you may need authority is when the plan you've made needs a higher power to give authorization for it to go ahead. But when you've already researched the problem and can present a clear case for how this is impacting and why it needs to change, and you've already got a full plan in place ready to go, the person who needs to approve it is much more likely to say yes, and they'll only have the chance to approve it if you tell them about it directly. Often we pass information to the leader above us, hoping that it will make its way up the chain to change. But this information often gets lost in translation. Other people's priorities are put first, the message gets shorter and shorter, and by the time it's in the hands of someone who can tell the person that will make the difference, it's disappeared altogether. You'll probably have seen this, particularly if you work in larger organizations. It's not a bad thing that people put their own priorities first, but the person who can help you make a difference, can make those decisions, will consider that change as more of a priority, because it's likely that it impacts them too. Transparency is something many organizations strive for, but it relies on everyone passing information to the places it really needs to go. So while information comes down the chain, you need to ensure it goes back up. When you have a concern, a problem you've solved, a change you think the organization needs to make, or anything else you feel could make a positive difference to the way you and your team works and feels about that work, it will only happen if you go to the right source of help. This allows communication to flow through the organization with clear messages that help everyone understand what's needed and when, and allow for real change to happen. So next time you see something that needs to change, build the case for it and take it directly to the leader that can help you, and encourage your team to do the same. Figure out who's the person that has the authority and will see this as a priority to make it happen. Transparency isn't just a buzzword to put on our team values board. It takes real communication with the right people, which means you need to be a part of that. So go first and go to the leader that makes your change a reality. You'll make a bigger difference than you know. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it or found it useful, drop me a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for updates on my latest leadership videos. See you soon.